Welcome to Game 2 of today's triple header on Spacequake Sports in Round 2 of the CMAX Premier League softball in South Australia from West Beach. Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Anthony Weatherstone. I'm joined by the original legend Lee Hull, and today we welcome a superstar of the Premier League, no longer a guest, as she has joined our commentary team full-time as well as playing. She's a national champion, she's a multi-premiership player, she's the Walkerville Cats power hitter. Sophie Roberts joins us. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Happy to get the promotion.
Yeah, and yeah, promotion it is. So
nice to see you, Sophie. You too, Weathers.
Normally I see you on the other side of the fence, Lee. Now I get to sit next to you.
Well, you can't help bad luck at times.
So round one's in the books. We have the Eagles today, obviously without Steph Straczynski this year. They got behind their junior pitcher Harper Bridley last week and beat the reigning premiers Port Adelaide under returning coach legend Terry Lemery. Glenelg, Jade Peterson threw 3 strikeouts, but her field gave up some 11 unearned runs, unfortunately, and they struggled to get any sort of momentum in their 11-zip loss to the Falcons. So what are we expecting today?
I'm expecting another hit out, especially from West Torrens. They have a very sort of similar dynamic lineup like Sturt, and I'm expecting every single one of them to at least get on base once. So that's one thing Jade's got to really get on top of here, just being able to get the ball on the ground to be able to generate those outs for her fielders, because I don't believe she'll be able to strike everyone out.
Yeah.
No, but as you mentioned, Sophie, a lot rests with Jade, doesn't it? She's a very experienced pitcher. She has that many, usually the most strikeouts for the season in the last few years, and she's a quality player, but she needs more help. She needs some help with the bat.
Yeah,
there's Jordan Harris waving to us.
Yeah,
she's back.
She's back. Jordan Harris back leading the Eagles off.
Okay. Yep. She was waving to the scorers.
So Glenelg have got some reinforcements. Sophie Kinnear and Sophie Walcott come into the lineup, so we know that their import is a couple of weeks away, so that's also close. So. But it'll be interesting to see how they tackle West Torrens.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that Jordan's not playing at second in this game. I would have thought, I would have left that side of the diamond, the left side of the diamond, the same with Sophie Hall. In my opinion, Sophie Hall's better at third than she is at second. But time will tell, but Jordan could play either one of those positions, and he goes.
But I think that's also a testament to Sophie Hoyle being able to play on the completely opposite side of the diamond.
Yeah, it's her throw that worries me on that side of the diamond.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. With being a third baseman, you have to have one of the strongest throws, and being that close, sometimes you forget to slow that throw.
Yeah.
But Sophie Hoyle, she's done an amazing job to actually, she looks like a second baseman.
Yeah.
At times.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's a fairly handy replacement at third base with Lana Casel just wandering back in there.
Yeah.
I mean, the Eagles have always prided themselves on defence, and they're sort of obviously got plenty of riches there. So.
Yeah, West Torrens have always been one of the best defence in the comp.
Yeah.
Years.
So welcome to everybody watching as we are about to take the first pitch here on beautiful Ghana land here at West Beach, South Australia. It's Jade Peterson pitching for the Glenelg Rebels, and the leadoff hitter is the player we're just talking about, the returning superstar Jordan Harris.
I think how this first at-bat goes, if Jade is able to get on top of Jordan or Jordan's able to get on top of Jade, I think that's going to set the mood of the game. And so it's really on Jade to get ahead first and really shut this lineup down. If she can shut the top 3 down for West Torrens, I think they've got a definitely good chance.
Jordan Harris waiting for no time as she goes deep to left field. Fly ball over the left field's head. She's turning on second. Had a thought about going to third, and Jordan Harris has taken no time whatsoever to get herself out on base and in scoring position for the Eagles.
That's a lovely welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. CMAX replay just coming up. Second pitch of the game, and she's got
the plate a little bit there.
All of it.
Yeah.
Just sat there, didn't it?
It did.
Brings the dangerous Amber Hood to the plate.
Amber's got speed as well, so she could drop down a running bunt here. But if they're not careful, if outfield aren't careful, she could easily slot it over them.
Yeah.
For Jordan to be able to get home and her potentially get to 3.
takes a pitch high. So Amber Hood traditionally over the last season and a half has been West Torrens' leadoff. Today just moving into the 2 spot. Spent some time there at the National Championships for the SA Stars. Wow.
Lovely shot up the middle.
It's a run.
Score, Jordan.
Drives it up the middle hard.
Easy.
And with super speed slides into second. And with 2 bats and 5 pitches, the Eagles have gone 1-0 up and game on. CMAX replay. Great piece up the middle, behind the runner.
Somkini did a great effort to try and get herself behind that, try and keep it in the infield, but unfortunately, Am's just hit it that well. She's able to slide it past. And Jordan Harris in, nice and easy, stand up, no throw home.
Brings the dangerous power hitter, Lana Kaysler. Great hands, Lana. Super powerful, turns on the ball better than most, but has got a great inside-out swing. So Glenelg in all sorts of trouble early here.
Really need to shut these 3 next down because you got Kaiser now, and then on deck you've got Hoyle.
We've got CMAX Player of the Week, Sophie Hall, on deck.
Very dangerous.
And then you've got Nucky and Brovnik, and both of them batted well last week, I think, in the game from memory.
Lana Kaysler takes her first strike.
Yeah, Lana's doing well, waiting for that first strike, and then no doubt she'll hop on to the next one.
Just behind that one, fouls it off the right side. Good pitch, brings the count to 2-2.
Yeah, you can definitely see that time Jade threw a drop ball to try and ensure that ground out for it, because Glenelg, they need to get an out here.
Good pitching by Jade Peterson. Goes high up in the zone. Lana chases, and the veteran picks up her first strikeout of the day. But no respite, as it brings CMAX Player of the Week last week. Sophie Hall had an outstanding game with the bat and in the field, as the Eagles are 1 out, Amber Hood at 2. Good watching, taking a pitch high.
Yeah, just same again, waiting for that one down the middle, because generally every at bat, Jade always gives at least that one pitch to have a go at.
Brings the count to 1-1.
Jade needs to shut Hoyle down as well to be able to.
Nice pitch there. Curve breaking off the edge of the plate. Freezes Hoyle. She goes ahead in the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
2 balls, 1 strike, I think.
2 balls, 1 strike. Sorry.
2 now.
If it's not my first day hosting, it's just become obvious.
That's all right. That's why we've got Jill there to keep
That's
us
right.
on track.
Thank you, Jill. Only took 4 batters for me to make my first bunch of mistakes. Thanks.
I think Hoyle's going to get on top of this next one here. Oh.
Wow. That is very unlike the Eagles. Their early momentum has been quelled by the veteran Jade Peterson with 2 massive strikeouts on the 2 power hitters of the Eagles lineup.
And that's just testament to Jade to be able to shut down Eagles' top 2 batters.
Yeah.
Like, that just shows how good of a veteran she is.
Yeah.
Like, she just has that.
It's all
mind
that
game.
experience, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
For sure.
Brings number 5 in the lineup, first base, Kelsey Nucky to the plate. Runner at 2. 2 out.
Lovely. Jade's starting to get her groove here.
Yeah, you can see that the early jump by the Eagles, they've lost their momentum, and Jade's now fighting back as only she can using all of her experience.
What they don't need to do is leave Amber stuck at second.
No, definitely not. But that's another good thing, because Eagles, West Torrens are one of that teams that they just thrive on momentum.
Yeah.
So for Jade to be able to come in and strike out both Lana and Hoyle has just taken that momentum away from them and given it to Glenelg, and like, just
Hoyle looking too, as as Nucky goes, I wasn't sure to use her first or last name. She goes deep down the left field line, foul ball, seen all of that ball early.
Yeah, noted pull of the ball, Kelsey. I'm throwing the ball outside.
Yeah.
Force her to hit somewhere she didn't want to.
Yep.
Yeah. Centrefield's fielding in the same spot where she was for Jordan Harris.
Like that. Yeah, outfit's looking kind of short here.
Just some acknowledgement there from Jade Peterson, the pitcher, to Courtney Shepherd for her calling, just telling her to keep going. Good calling, good mix.
That's great encouragement from Jade, because Courtney, she's been around for a while and she's got a bit of experience. And like, to be able to catch to someone like Jade is just an amazing experience, because she has that right sense where she'll trust you and the calls you make, and she'll let you know, yes, that was the perfect call to do.
Yeah.
Which she just did just then.
Courtney.
Another run.
That is great base running by Jordan Harris, the speed up runner for 2 out for the catcher. She's seen that ball falling in, and she was already on her way around third as the play just falls in front of the returning Sophie Kinnear at second base. And Kelsey Nucky gets on. The Eagles pick up another valuable run. You can just see, just fell in front of her. A great effort to get to it. And Jordan Harris has lost none of her speed over the last 18 months.
Yeah, no.
Scored both the runs. She'll think this game's easy.
And that's just smart base running by Jordan. She knew there was 2 out, so anything, as soon as it hit, she was going to three. And then just straight away, knew just that all that takes with Jordan is if you just fumble it that little bit, she's on.
Brody Borovnik falls behind in the count 2-0 at 2 out. Nucky's at first. And again, that subtle change of pace has Borovnik fouling it off down the left field line. She just does that so well, Lee. She's deceptive in the fact that she might throw the same pitch back to back, but one's at 85, the next one's at 93, and then the next one's at 79, yet they all look the same.
It's all those years of experience.
One's going away from you, one's coming up into you.
Yeah.
Lovely block.
Good catching there by the catcher, Courtney Shepherd. She has improved out of sight the last couple of seasons.
She's really slotted into that role of catching tremendously well.
Borovnik fights it off, challenging as the ball goes up in the zone, fouls it off behind the plate. Still behind in the count.
Starting to see Jade starting to throw it a little bit lower on the edge on the height of the plate, which is good because that's where the ground outs are coming from. And then Eagles are sort of just waiting for that slightly elevated one, like Borovnik just fouled off there. So I think she's just got to be a bit careful with that.
Great pitching by...
Never mind.
Great pitching by the veteran that is Jade Peterson as she strikes out the side, but not before the Eagles have taken their opportunities and made 2 runs. A positive start, Lee, for the Eagles.
Certainly is. And Jade, as you keep mentioning, just shows her experience, doesn't she? 2 runs, she still fights it out. And finished up right on top. And you can do that with those batters, 3, 4 and 6, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
And Kelsey's hit was just sort of like a miss hit, wasn't it, really?
That's sometimes all you need.
Yeah, you do.
So
that's what hurt you.
So last week, the Rebels unfortunately weren't able to back up their pitcher in the field, but they also weren't able to back her up at the plate. So today, I mean, Chantel Ladner, who's flown over from New South Wales as the pickup player for Sturt, she threw 6 strikeouts, and the Rebels weren't able to generate any type of pressure on Sturt. What are we looking for today against the young 17-year-old Harper Bridley that kept Port Adelaide to 4 last week?
I think it's just identifying the change-up. Harper's got a really, really nice change-up and also a really good drop ball that just falls off the plate. But like Jade, there is always one that just sort of sits there. So I think they've just got to identify that, get onto it early and be aggressive.
I'll just go around the diamond if you like, Anthony.
Yes, please, Lee.
Harper Bridley to Amber Hood. First base, Kelsey Nucky. Second is Sophie Hall. Third, Lana Kaesler. Shortstops, Jordan Harris. And the outfield, left to right, Brody Borovnik, Alicia Marching, and Jackie Bill. There's no DP today. And the umpires, I might as well name them while we're here. On plate, it's Damien Baby Blue McCauley. First base, Kevin Mr. T Tannebring. And at third base, it's Ian One Shade of Grey.
Okay. And CMAX today, the sponsors of the Premier League here, want to help with Advance Tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time? Log on to cmax.com.au. The Rebels lead off the experienced Bree McGee versus Harper Bridley from the Eagles.
I think it's probably just a repeat of what I said at the beginning of the top of the inning. How this first at bat is probably going to set the tone for Glenelg. If Bree's able to get on like Jordan did, that's just going to be phenomenal. And again, same, just that momentum. Like when you see your leadoff get on, it's like, yes, like the team's got this, we've got this.
Yeah, we noticed, Lee, that as she moves to a 1-1 count, to an 0 count, Lee, we noticed that Harper started really well in the first couple of innings last week, but as the game went on, started to tire.
Yeah, she did.
And that's probably just experience. Like, she shared the load with Trzynski last year, but unfortunately Trzynski is unable to play. So it's going to be a new experience for Harper to be able to throw up to 7 innings. That's where that sort of mentality comes through, because you can get physically tired, but the mental side, that's the harder bit.
Very good points.
Amber Hood just timing out there early as Harper's put an inside pitch in the dirt, just helping reset her pitcher.
And that's good on Amber. She's really going to be the leader in this duo, just being able to calm Harper down in those certain moments, encourage her well, and most time on those 3 and 0s, like I definitely know when I was in juniors, just cool time, give them a rest, to have them take a deep breath, reset, and have a go. So
behind in the count, Amber setting up outside and Harper keep pushing the ball across. All 4 pitches pretty much in the same spot.
Glenelg.
Yeah.
That's what you want. If your leadoff gets on for a walk, that just shows to the rest of the team, like, okay, she's not hitting her spots too well, so let's just be calm and collected and wait for that strike.
And it brings the speedy Caitlyn Carroll to the plate, centre field for the Rebels. None out, Bree McGee on first.
Do you think they're bunt here, Lee?
Carroll just pushes down on it and the ball fouls off. Eagles defence, Kayser and Nucky all over it at the plate, but it's only going to show as a strike. Anything happening here, Lee? We're going to slap as we're bringing them in, or?
I just harp on it a bit too much, I know, but it's called a sacrifice bunt for a reason. That's sacrifice
good.
Yourself. Get the runner up in the scoring position. That was well done. The first time was more like a running bunt. I've got to get myself on. No.
Try and surprise them, but
no.
with players like Nucky and Kayser, they knew immediately that a bunt was coming, so they were all over it. That one was a much better one, just to be able to get the ball down.
On the CMAX replay, Caitlyn Carroll there, just as Lee says, just with a sacrifice bunt there, brings the dangerous Courtney Shepherd, Glenelg's leading hitter last season, to the plate.
And Bree, she's quick, she's got speed, so if Courtney's able to get us to the outfield and behind her, there's a chance that she could score.
Oh, what a pick-up.
Good pick by Nucky.
Yeah. Ground ball to third base for Lana Kayser. She holds the runner McGee at second really well. And then, even though the throw is short, Nucky's experience, she gets low, gets her body behind it, and makes the important out. So leaving the Rebels at 2 out with McGee still at 2, and the returning Sophie Kinnear for her first game in the CMAX Premier League this year, up to the plate.
It's good seeing Sophie Kinnear back. Again, she didn't play last year, so it's good to see her back in the A grade. I know in previous years she was at Seacon and then made the move. So it's good seeing her play again, because I played with Kinnear all through state juniors, and like absolute lovely girl. She's so
Yeah, right.
nice, so lovely to talk to.
Made a great effort in the first. Bridley's still trying to find that radar, Lee. She seems to be just working that inside part of the plate,
Yeah,
and it's just not really working for her.
It's not working, so I'd go away from that for a while. Try something else. Must be another pitch in your repertoire.
Very conscious about keeping the ball low there.
Yeah, it looks like they're definitely going for the same sort of plan like we had against Sturt. We were just, trying to keep it on the lower half of the play, get those ground outs, try and force it into play. And to be honest, in this sort of game, that's what you sort of want.
Bridley comes back in the 3-0 pitch.
And Sophie knows now that there's one in here with my name on it because she's 3-1. She's going to have to throw something fat.
Yeah, definitely. And especially when a pitcher normally sometimes struggles in the beginning, a lot of the time when they're trying to get Jordan Harris all over that.
And Jordan Harris hasn't lost a beat.
As Sue Tomlinson would say, like a seagull under a hot chip there.
Yeah, Jordan
Wonder where
Harris.
she got that from, Sue.
Yeah. And on the CMAX replay here, Jordan Harris low to the ground, does a great job, doesn't get it clean in her glove, doesn't panic, relies on the strength of her arm and makes a great out to retire the Rebels 1, 2, 3, 4, with leaving their first base runner on for the day, as the Eagles take a 2-0 lead into the top of the second.
Yeah, Jordan read that really well because she had, Brie McGee running in front of her, and so sometimes you can lose sight of the ball, but she just saw that, got through, got the ball, knew she didn't have it quite right in the glove, got herself ready, and then threw for the out.
And as we take the second here, Jade coming back out to take her warm-up pitches, and we'll be in pitcher to pitcher as Harper Bridley will lead off the Eagles in the second innings of this CMAX triple header for the South Australian Softball Premier League. Today we've got the 6 o'clock game with the returning Seacombe Tigers returning today to play the reigning premiers, Port Adelaide Magpies, in a big game at 6 o'clock.
Nice to see Seacombe back.
Great to see Seacombe back.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that game. Yeah.
I think it's going to have a good atmosphere. So
Definitely, definitely.
So Harper's batting for herself today, no DP for her.
yeah, she batted 4 times last year and was 2 for 4, so she's batting 500.
And that's what you want. You always love a pitcher that can hit.
I remember a pitcher for Walkerville that could hit, Gabby Schneider. My goodness.
Yes, good old Gabby.
She,
I miss Gabby. She was so
don't-
nice.
I don't think I've seen a batter stand the box, maybe Bell White,
Yeah.
but just dictate where she's going to hit the ball.
Great change of pace there by Peterson. Hard to tell the difference between the two pitches, but Bridley swings all over the top of that.
Big strike zone here. Sorry, Anthony.
No,
Big strike
absolutely
zone.
right. And then
Lovely change of pace.
Yeah, it was just sitting
Looks like
there.
it was
wasn't
just off.
just missed.
But the one thing that makes Jade such a hard pitcher to hit to is although she's never going to realistically blow away with speed, the way that she can get the ball to rotate, like I always much prefer to play pitches that are fast compared to a spinny pitcher, because something about just that ball makes it so much harder to hit.
Yeah.
Because
So
it could just be a flat ball not moving, but because of the spin on it,
Harper Bridley picks a well-earned lead-off walk, brings Alicia Marshank to the plate.
Marchink, yeah.
Marchink. Oh, there's a T there. My apologies.
Good. Showed bunt first pitch and again. So same.
Just sits it up a bit high, but no catch taken. But she's done her job. She's, as Lee would have asked, she has sacrificed herself to advance the runner Harper Bridley out to second base and brings another one of Lee's favourites, Jackie Bill, who he likes in the 9 spot, right where she should be with the dangerous Jordan Harris on deck.
Yes, I certainly do, and I've explained the reasons why many times.
I know that's one thing you always want in your lineup, where you can have a batter at 1 and a batter at 9 who can both lead off in a sense, because number 9 is always referred to as the sort of second lead off, because a lot of the time, like, they're in that spot where they're probably going to be the first at bat of the inning, or they're in that spot where they're just going to give that opportunity for the lead up coming up.
Courtney Shepherd calling a lot of changings of pace here early, which was unlike round 1, what we saw, Lee, with the 2 powerhouses going at it last week.
Yeah.
As Beale grounds out to the right side, drags the ball across and advances Bridley to third base, and we'll see the 2-out speed-up runner for the pitcher, if I'm not mistaken. No, that rule's changed after a week, has it?
No, so for catcher, it's mandatory. For a pitcher, it's optional.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, Jordan Harris, so far a leading contender for our CMAX Performance Player of the Day. Very aggressive as she fouls that high pitch. Expecting some changes of pace here, Lee?
You'd think so, especially after the first turn at bat. You're not going to throw that pitch again, you wouldn't think. Jade's got a big repertoire of pitches.
Definitely, and that's one thing, you want to get on top of Jade quickly, because if you give her too many pitches, most of the time she's going to get you out.
Plus the fact, by her playing so much, she's played against all these players, you know. The big gun batters, like we say, like with Sturt with Bell and Maddie Cameron, she would have pitched to him many, many times. So
definitely.
she knows what not to set up there.
Eagles have made the change with the retired Jackie Beale coming on to run for the pitcher Harper Bridley. Jordan Harris finds herself behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, no benefit
out.
Running your pitcher.
Hits the ball down the third base line, and with great speed already turns, looking at 2 as Harris's day out keeps on rolling as she scores the run. She's been involved in all of it, the Eagles' 3 runs so far, just getting it past third base.
Yeah, she looked like Gemma went down a bit early on that. She ducked down, with drop down, which was the idea to have her body to protect it, but it just went to the side of her. I think just a little early, but she'll learn from that.
Yeah. Brings up catcher Amber Hood.
And now the pressure comes, and obviously you've got now Hood along with Kaysler and Hoyle on the back of strikeout, so you'd imagine they're going to be desperate.
Definitely. Jordan's
Harris
gone for the steal, in there with plenty of time.
Yeah.
Gosh, she's still so quick.
Yes, if anybody had forgotten how good Jordan Harris was, so far just clipped the first 20 minutes of this game, and we've seen it in all facets of the game. Her fielding, leadership, base running and hitting. Total package.
Looks like she's pleased to be back, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's like she's never left. And that's just a great testament to Jordan to be able to, you know, come off from a year of not playing, to have her, you know, gorgeous little baby girl, and then only play a few games here and there last year, to come back straight in and just make a statement.
Jess Nevers did the same. To make a pen glaze the same.
Oh, lovely.
And Danny Backsky.
So the Eagles not learning from their first innings on the outside edge, as Peterson picks up now Hood, unlikely, who only had a couple of strikeouts for the year last year, and she picks up 1 there. So 3-0 is the score as we go into bottom of the second.
Yeah, it's not very common to see Amber strike out. So.
No, but she's a quality pitcher. So
Definitely.
Amber's very good judge of balls and strikes, Amber. Like last week's game, she went 3 for 3, all base on balls.
Yep. And that's a perk of being a catcher.
Yeah.
You're able to see that zone like other players aren't able to, so you're able to just read the pitch coming out of the hand and where it's going to finish a lot better.
And that's what I say about catchers and pitchers. Normally, all of them can bat in those positions, because you see the ball, as you know. You see the ball all day, every day.
Yep.
Whereas if you sit in the right field, you might see 2 balls come to you.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
so you're seeing the ball, you're able to concentrate on it. And I think it helps your batting for sure.
100%.
CMAX Premier League Round 2 action. West Torrens versus Glenelg. Want to help with tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time? Log on to cmax.com.au. What about you, Lee? You'd be surely looking on for that website?
So what's that for, Anthony?
To help tomorrow's healthcare.
Wouldn't have the money, mate. I'll let you know when I get old.
Okay. Megan Wheatley, traditionally their number 4 clean-up batter, batting 5 today from shortstop, leading off the Rebels in bottom second.
Yeah, one thing about Megan is, although she doesn't look it, she's a powerful hitter. Like, she can hit the ball long, and she's got the speed to back it up where, like, she can just sneakily get to 3 and you're like, oh, when did that happen? So Glenelg Rebels are definitely going to be looking towards her to lead them off in this inning.
Harper Ridley takes the count with an outside drop to 1-1.
Gone away from that pitch she was
She
throwing
has, yeah, straight away.
Yeah.
Over to the middle.
No value in that at the moment. You can always come back to it.
She's looking just a little bit more relaxed in the circle now. I know last inning she looked a bit quite tense in her shoulders, so now she's looking a little bit more relaxed. As you can see, just getting those 2 back-to-back strikes on Wheatley.
Well, a change up out the back of the hand, which thankfully for Harper has gone off the plate, because sometimes those sitting there can be deposited anywhere in the outfield somewhere.
They go
Yeah.
from being over the plate to over the fence.
Right idea,
Definitely.
though. Determined to make that inside part of the plate work as she
Yeah.
takes it to a full count.
That's the closest it's been, though, I think, that one.
Yeah, the height was the change
Yeah,
there.
the height, yeah.
Oh, beats
Gets
her
the
for
win.
beats her for speed, just challenging her up. Great lead-off out for the West Torrens Eagles young 17-year-old pitcher Harper Ridley. And that brings Gemma Cochran, the third base person, to the plate.
That's a good start by Harper this inning. Now her next challenge, Gemma's probably their best hitter in this lineup, in my opinion. So she's going to be a hard out to get.
Got the young Tate Nicholson on deck, followed by the experienced Jade Peterson. Caught in 2 minds there, whether to go or not, and halfway through decided not.
Yeah, Harper's found her rhythm now.
This is when I'd throw change up now.
Yeah, definitely. Get that off speed. Get them unbalanced.
Yep. Goes ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out.
I'd still throw it now
Yeah, definitely. I'd still throw it too.
because she's looking to swing, Gemma, for sure.
Definitely.
Well, they must have heard you. Just noticing Lana Kayser very wide there at third base.
Yeah, yeah.
Not defending the line, probably defending more that 5-6 hole that traditionally you see the ball just seem to fall into.
Yeah.
Harris stays low, ball up the middle, and reads it beautifully. Another great throw as Harris's day out continues as she retires Cochran for 2 out.
Yeah,
Just here
like I said, read that
on the
bounce
CMAX
so
replay
well.
here, you just see Cochran gets over the top of the ball. And as you were talking before, Sophie, before the contest started, you said that the ground has hardened up even with the rain that we've had. And you saw that reflected there in the bounce, and Harris read it beautifully.
Definitely. Like, you wouldn't think of it, but we've had some rain here the past couple of days now. But
Yeah.
just a massive shout out to the grounds crew who were able to get not only Diamond 1 but also Diamond 2 ready for play. A massive thank you. We wouldn't be able to play our great game without them.
Matt Williams, Ben Lucas, James Harris. As the ball's hit over to first base, Kelsey Nucky from Tate Nicholson and retires the Rebels. 1, 2, 3. Good defensive effort there, pitcher and the field, as the Rebels hang in it, but the Eagles are 3-0 up as we go into the top of the third. As I was just about to say, the grounds crew, Matt Williams, Ben Lucas, and to a lesser extent James Harris, because I know he does a lot of supervising when they're working, but late here last night, still working on the grounds that were covered. All of them down here early again today, working on it. So we don't pay enough homage to the volunteers and the work that they do, and I know that there are plenty others that I might not know their names, but yes, as you say, Sophie, the grounds look like we've had a perfect week here in Adelaide. So CMAX are a premier sponsor, the Clinical Research Group, and if you want to be involved, you can log on to their website and help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time. Sounds like a good deal to me, Lee. Maybe I should get on the phone.
And leave me their number.
Yeah, I might too. I'm a bit of a broke-in student here. Use the extra money.
There you go. There's another opportunity. So here we go. Top three. Lana Kaysler struck out first innings.
Should be wanting a bit of revenge here.
Change up first pitch for a ball.
I think that's a good idea. Sometimes batters don't expect that change up first pitch, and it just throws them off.
Well, you'd see a lot of it, I would imagine, as a power hitter like Lana. You'd be seeing plenty of change-ups in your counts, I would think.
Surprisingly not. Like I get them here and there, as any batter here, but I think
Good watching by Lana Kaysler, high in the zone. Was it a change-up that you stuck over the fence last week when you hit your
Nah, it was just
first home run for the season?
I think it was just a solid fat pitch on the outside that I've just
Gone.
pulled.
Yep.
And
Love that. So, Peterson not getting any love on the inside of the plate, as Harper is either, as Kaysler goes ahead in the count.
yeah, Mr. D doesn't normally call on the inside of the plate.
Kaysler smashes the ball.
Snatched up.
Doesn't get all of it, but the ever-reliable Bree McGee makes a great play at first.
That's fantastic from Bree. She's definitely one of the leaders in this Glenelg side. And
Just on the CMAX replay here, you just see Bree just the lazy backhand, just takes it out on the left-hand side, just drags
just
it
love
back.
that. I love that. Brings up Sophie Hoyle now. She struck out as well last at bat, so she'd be wanting some revenge too.
Yeah, went down looking, which is
very odd.
very well. Yes, but to somebody like Jade, you can get caught in two minds a little.
100%. 100%. If she doesn't get you swinging on that high inside, she's got you looking on that outside.
Loving the mix that Courtney Shepherd's calling today. We're getting good changes of pace. We're getting outside edges. She's challenging the inside, even though it's not getting called, and going up in the zone on those faster pitches. It's a great mix.
Yeah, and you just love that as a catcher.
Hoyle doesn't get all of it, but she gets enough of it as she's hit the ball over shortstop, just off the handle, but it's she got enough of it to fall into left field as she gets herself on for the first time today with a single to left field. And just
Wheatley's tracked that well and got the timing right, but just off.
You saw the CMAX replay there, just how good it was. Just Wheatley getting off the ground in slow-mo. Great pitches from our crew at Spacequake Sports.
Brings up Kelsey Nucky. She got a hit in the last. Cocken calls it. Cocken. Oh, she's got it. Bit of a specky catch there.
I'm looking forward to seeing the replay of that, producer Brandon, if you would be so kind.
She's tracked it well. The sun's quite reached this point here, and it's very bright down here at West Beach, so she's read that quite well because that ball went high.
Early in the count here on the CMAX replay, the ball goes over. Cochrane makes good position, doesn't set up too early, and just uses the uniform and every part that she can to get the valuable out. As
that's two very quick outs for Glenelg. That's definitely what gonna give them a little bit of pep in their step.
They don't want to waste Hoyle here.
No.
So brings Brodie Borovnik to the plate.
One thing I love about catching to a pitcher that's got so many variations, it gives you a freedom when you're calling. Like, because I just know, all right, if this doesn't work, she's got 5 other pitches I can go for.
Borovnik well out in front on that one as she's fouled that off halfway down the left field line.
Yeah, hands are quick. Brody, and the left fielder, Tate, isn't it? Tate Nicholson.
Yep.
She's playing too square for my liking. She needs to stop there, just there.
Okay.
Yeah, Brody's a left side hitter, so
She'll go down the line for sure. Look, she's still going more centre. No, not in. Go to the line, because that's where I'll go.
lovely change
like that.
up.
That's the direction she'll go, though.
And the Rebels return the favour with a quick innings, even though Hoyle did get herself on, as they go 1, 2, 3, 4 through their lineup. Borovnik grounds out to the left side. Good play by Gemma Cochran, and she retires the Eagles.
But they've had 5 safe hits already in 3 innings. West Torrens getting a few too many here.
But that's not surprising. Eagles, the West Torrens team, have always been a team that is aggressive early,
Yep.
gets runs early, gets base runners on early. It's just a matter of fact, can they continue that throughout the game?
Well, that's what I think about Sturt over the years. Sturt, they'll get some runs, and then they'll just shut you down. That's the way they work it, and that's a good way to play the game anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got to have the good players for that, though.
Yeah,
You have quality players, you get quality results normally.
Yeah, you're able to go out onto the field when you have a few runs under your belt,
Yep.
just in a different, like, you're relaxed. You're like, right, we've got a few runs here, like, we're fine.
Yep.
bottom 3 here for the Rebels, still in the first time through their lineup. It'll be the experienced pitcher Jade Peterson leading off the Rebels. West Torrens 3, Glenelg 0.
I think Jade might get on here.
Oh,
Saw her hit a grand slam at fully loaded, 180 feet, but it's still a grand slam for what it's worth.
Yeah, definitely. That was off Sophie Hoyle, I think, as well.
It was off Sophie Hall. Takes the high pitch early for a ball. Great fastball inside there from Harper Bridley. Takes the count to 1-all. What do the Rebels need to do here, Lee?
get some people on base, I think, would be a start, Anthony.
Well, just getting the ball into play
Yep,
is what they need.
There's
Goes for it, goes, oh.
There is no way she could have got to that.
Big swallow dive by Hood.
Fantastic effort
Yeah.
by Amber Hood there. Love it when a catcher gets down and dirty.
And we'll just look at the CMAX replay there. And that could be a CMAX maximum effort play of the day, as Amber Hood has just covered an immense amount of ground, considering she's wearing all the kit. And at full extension, it's just tipped off her glove. Hats off to Amber Hood. An early contender for CMAX maximum effort player of the game.
And that will just give confidence to Harper, being a young player. Just seeing like your catcher go out that hard for a foul ball, put her body on the line to try and get it. That just gives you a confidence. It's like, I know no matter what happens, my field are going to go all out for me.
Well, if you imagine, like, this is a team that doesn't have Steph Drzezinski in it, but if you did, you imagine be looking up at Kaysler, Harris, Hoyle, Nucky, and you've got Hood behind the plate. Harper Bridley's in a great spot.
It's an intimidating infield.
Well, they've always prided themselves on their defence, and their offence has done a good job of supporting that. But obviously with the change in pitching, I mean, you're not going to replace Steph Drzezinski. She's an absolute gun. But for a 17-year-old so far, Bridley continues to work the inside part of that plate with no love. Might be time to sort of readjust that radar, I think, Lee. 3 innings is normally a good enough sign that if it's not going to be called in the first 3, might be time to put that one away.
There's been a lot of pitches like that.
And that's a great pitch on a full count. Just an off-speed ball that's just broken at the plate. Peterson fouls it off, and we find ourselves still in a full count situation, none out. Peterson, the lead-off, desperate to get on to bring Sophie Walkup to the plate.
I'd throw it up now.
Up and away. Or another change-up. I'd probably throw another change-up here.
And I'm going to say it before Lee Hale does. Repeat of earlier message. So,
Yes. We haven't seen too many of those being called strikes.
no.
So I can't see any value in just persisting with it.
Peterson gets on first as the lead-off, and Lockup returning, wasn't available week 1. She's back in the team out at right field, batting 9 today. Up, Hood, Peterson off the mark, but Hoyle there to take the ball.
You've got to get those down. West Torrens are a team that if you put it up in the air, they're all over it.
Yeah, the CMAX replay there, she's held her bat and just got underneath it, unfortunately.
You know my theory about bunting the first pitch. Pitchers, quality pitchers will throw the ball away from you, and you'll put the ball up more times than not.
Definitely.
Second pitch.
Brings top of the lineup.
Look at the second pitch then, exactly that.
Yeah.
Brings top of the lineup, Bree McGee back to the plate. So Peterson at 1 out.
Yeah. Quality pitchers will not give you something. They know the bunt's on. They will not throw it where you can put it down.
It's never normally hidden, it's never a surprise. You know, Lana and Kelsey, they're always expecting it. If, there's a runner on 1 with less than 2 outs,
that's fine.
You're expecting a bunt.
But as a batter, your job is to sacrifice yourself, get the ball in the play.
Definitely.
And the best pitch to do that is the second pitch.
Exactly.
Seen it so many times.
Amber Hood gets underneath that one as Bree McGee goes up in the zone chasing and finds herself flying out to the catcher for the second out. Bit of pitch selection there, Lee.
Yeah, it's easy from here, isn't it? Whether it's when you're there and you've got the bat, you got to make the decision. Nobody else.
Yeah, I think Glenelg are starting to get just a little bit ahead of themselves here. They were very patient in the first inning, just waiting for that strike and then watching the balls. But I think now that Harper's starting to get her groove a bit there, getting a bit ahead of themselves and just getting those easy pop-ups for an easy out, and that's not what you want. I mean, it's great for the fielding side, but for the batting side, you never want to give an easy out. You always want to make it as hard as possible.
Two low pitches, nowhere near the strike zone.
So Caitlyn Carroll at the plate with 2 out and a runner at first in McGee.
Got some speed on first base, so maybe might try a steal.
Gets it jammed up on the handle. Kaysler comes in, ball.
Overthrow.
It's a run.
There might be a run here. No. Held up at 3. But that's great pressure.
Bree wasn't sure what to do then. I think she needed the 50-cent piece to toss it up. Heads I go, tails I stay.
So we'll just see here on the CMAX replay, you see that the ball comes off the handle. Kaysler has to catch the spinning ball, and because of the speed of the runner, she's tried to really throw that as quickly as she could, as Beals used the fence as a
bit of a crash pad.
Yeah, she's fallen into that. I hope she's okay. But she's just thrown the ball on the up, unfortunately, and too high for Nucky. So the Rebels, all of a sudden...
Chance here, 2 runners in scoring position.
And probably their contact hitter that they want at the plate, Courtney Shepherd. So the Rebels dealt some luck, and they've got an opportunity to tie and run at the plate.
That's the beauty of this sport, isn't it? You know, miss hit can cause real pandemonium. Great shot. Line drive, you get nothing for it, you know, so you never know. Look
at
there she goes.
Here's a run, 1.
Courtney
exactly what Courtney Shepherd needed to do there.
And follows it up with some really aggressive base running.
Exactly as you said, Anthony. The exact batter that Glenelg wanted right there. She's absolutely just made the contact, put it to left field, scored a run, and noticed that second base no one was covering, so she snuck around.
Yeah, you sort of hoped that the runner at third had come off a little bit further. There was an opportunity maybe to steal a second one. So the Eagles' first defensive error this season cost them a run, as the Rebels fight back with Courtney Shepherd on the CMAX replay just there, putting the ball out to left field and batting in her first RBI of the season.
But as I was saying before, like, what you want is put the ball into play and the errors will come. And that's exactly what just previously happened, you know. Just got a little dinky hit. Lana got a bit rushed with herself and it caused the overthrow, which then...
Kaysler gets a ground out, chance to redeem herself, and she makes all of it count as she takes the ground out from Sophie Kinnear, stays low, comes up, great throw to Nucky and retires the Rebels just as they were starting to threaten, as the game momentum starting to shift here on the CMAX Premier League Round 2 action, as the West Torrens Eagles are 3, Glenelg Rebels 1, and here we are about to go into the bottom of the third. Coach Terry Lemery has pulled her team together, and just having a bit of a chat there about maybe just resetting their goals. I will say, Lee and Sophie, the one thing that I've noticed about watching the Rebels today versus the Rebels of week 1, there's definitely been some improvement in the way that they've gone about it. Sturt were all over them last week. It was over in an hour, and they couldn't. Nothing went their way. Everything just was terrible. And today, against the team that beat the reigning premier in round 1, here they are up to their eyes in a contest.
Yeah. And it is a contest now. I'll just go around the defence for Glenelg. Anthony,
I'm
Jade
just your humble
Peterson,
servant. You just do what you like, Lee.
Courtney Shepherd, first base Bree McGee, second is Sophie Kinnear, third Gemma Cochran, shortstop Megan Wheatley, outfield left to right Tate Nicholson, Caitlyn Carroll, Sophie Walker.
So Harper Bridley for the second time in the game in her second at bat, leading off an innings as she leads us off in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, Glenelg will want to shut down the 7, 8, 9 batters here, just so it doesn't allow, Jordan Harris to come up to bat and hit them all in.
Well, currently outside of Jordan Harris, the top part of the lineup for the Eagles after that first thing, Hood's a double. She's hit a double, and she's also struck out looking. Kaysler's hit a line drive to first and struck out. Hoyle, she's gone down looking and then got a shot to 7 on a bounce. Ridley, as quickly as you like, the leadoff for the Eagles retired, chasing the ball up as the Rebels have their first out. So the Eagles offense hasn't fired yet today.
No, which is a bit surprising. But I wouldn't expect. Wouldn't count them out just yet.
Oh no, not at all. So Alicia Martschenk comes to the plate, playing centre field today. She was batting at 2 last week, but with the arrival back of Jordan Harris, she's shuffled back down the line. She hit a sacrifice in her first at bat.
Jade's starting to get that spin now. So one thing with Jade, it comes in looking like, yep, that's perfect strike for me to hit, and then just last minute goes either up or down and makes you look like you've swung at something really bad.
Yeah, plenty of people have done that in the past, but here she goes. She's lined it up the middle. She hit it on the top of the bat, didn't get all of it, but she controlled where she put the shot. And the Eagles have a very important base runner, bringing Jackie Beale, number 9, to the plate, as the Eagles' top of the order looms as this game heads towards the hour mark, and the Eagles trying to wrench some of that momentum back.
Yeah, Marching did well there. She kept her hands up, and just at the last minute, that ball was starting to rise, but because she kept her hands up, she was able to just hit the top and get it up the middle.
Jackie Bill just needs to put the ball on the deck here. Just bunt the ball. The girl at left field, Tate, is miles away from where she should be. She needs to be on the dirt by the line at third base.
Yeah, first base Bree McGee's halfway down that line, so if she does drop anything short,
that's what she'll do.
She's going to try and look at a lead runner here, so Wheatley's got to be careful not to cheat as well. Bill fouls that one off, trying to bring the field in to advance the runner. Yes,
all I brought was a shot into the air too. Yeah, that's it. Yep. That's the problem.
Yeah, and they've got to be careful here. Like that left field probably needs to be coming in just a little bit more, because Jackie, she's a short game player, but she can just hit it into that little spot over there where there's a massive gap between third and left field.
Absolutely.
And potentially that marching could go to 3.
Yeah, good watching there by Bill as she watches the up. Yes, I must confess, Lee, I would be bunting here and getting the Marchink to 2 and letting Harris do what she's done all day, and which is score Eagle runs, because she's the only one that has. So as she takes that ball on the outside for a strike, count 2-2, 1 out. And another Eagle runner goes down, but there is something positive out of it as Marchink uses the opportunity to steal on the play. And we've got our situation runner at 2 scoring positions.
Well, Jackie's probably done her job. She's got her in the scoring position, even though she just didn't put the ball in play.
But it's surprising to see as many eagle hitters today. This is reminiscent of 2022 Jade Peterson. Those strikeouts, oh my God. Harris down the left field side, through shortstop. She's hit it so hard. She scores another run.
Welcome back, Jordan Harris.
Wow. Jordan Harris trying to look to be CMAX Clinical Performance and CMAX Maximum Effort Player of the Game in both. What a great shot on the CMAX replay there. Out to left field, ball spills, and that's all the Eagles need to wrench that momentum back. And Amber Hood comes back to the plate. Looking forward to seeing this at bat, considering her last one went down looking. So a 2-out rally on the go here for the Eagles.
I think I just want to give out a shout out to Coach Lamarie there, because she heads up, sent marching, because she knew normally with that third strike, catchers generally hold the ball a little bit longer to try and frame it to get that out. So Lamarie was all over that, sent her runner, and because Courtney was holding that ball for just that second longer, took a longer throw, and marching was no safe.
Took time, didn't it?
So just as the Rebels were building some momentum offensively last innings, the top of the Eagles lineup now starting to put pressure straight back on them, as you would imagine good teams will do. Hood stays off that one for a 2 balls, 1 strike count. The fast and dangerous Jordan Harris at second with 2 out. Good change of pace there. Hood just stabs at it as the ball goes down the right field line and falls in between 3 players. Hood leaving nothing to chance after going down on the edges last time. So
no, she's covering that outside there, and that's what Jade's been getting a lot of the players on, that outside edge where they've just left it, and KT's called them up on.
Hood jammed in, ball in a difficult spot. Kinnear gets underneath it, and she's dropped it as Jordan Harris joins us at the home plate. Wasn't she at second base just a second ago? Yeah. She is lightning quick.
I know.
And she looks like she's huffing and puffing.
Yeah, CMAX replay. Ball in the sun. Kinnear does nearly everything right there. Just sort of went over the non-flat part of diamond 1. And the ball spills, and Harris was at the plate when she did. So Hood, another chance as she continues to fight this 7-pitch at bat.
Good change of pace there. That was the right pitch to call there. Hoodie's covering all those edges here, so she's going to be swinging at stuff that she generally wouldn't be.
Absolutely. 2 out, full count, last time looking, so anything close here.
Anything close, just like that. Scooped up by McGee, easy out 1.
Retires the Eagles, but not before they've added an extra run to Jordan Harris, who's continuing to have a day out and is in line for double CMAX honours by the end of this game if she continues to go that way. CMAX are the sponsors of Premier League here, and obviously if you're looking to want to help to advance tomorrow's healthcare, you can get paid for your time. Check their website out at cmax.com.au and see how you can be involved and help us, or help everybody moving forward. So Lee, here we go. We're just coming up on the hour mark. This game, I wouldn't say is jetting along, but we're in the bottom of the 4th, and we're going to come through the Rebels lineup with Megan Wheatley, like Harper before her, going to be leading off. Still, base runners are the key.
Yeah, they certainly are.
And just going to reiterate what I said before, like, what Glenelg need to do is just get the ball into play, force the fielding side to make an error, and then runs will come there.
So here we go. So the experienced Megan Wheatley, as Sophie made reference to before, obviously likes to spend some time in the gym, very strong, very athletic. Her first at bat was a swinging strikeout. The Rebels need her to be on to put some pressure back on the Eagles.
Yeah, if Wheatley can get on, that will bring up the dangerous Gemma Cochran here, who can easily has the power to drive her in.
Great pitch by Harper Bridley there. Wheatley swinging over as the ball breaks at the plate to take the count to 1-1. Game 2 of a triple header here at West Beach. Eagles 4, Rebels 1, bottom of the 4th.
There's that outside corner again.
Bridley goes ahead in the count now.
See, this is probably where, as a batter, like, you just communicate to the rest of the team, like, right, he's not calling that inside, so they could probably just choke up in the batter's box just so they are able to cover that outside a lot better, because KT's not calling inside, so they need to make that adjustment.
Yeah. Damien McCauley behind the plate.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Both tall, both lanky.
KT would be... KT would appreciate the fact that you're referencing that he's a young man. Megan Weasley, after setting off the pitch high before, goes after this one, chasing, and fouls it off as the count now 2-all. 2-all. 2-2.
Yeah, 2-all.
I just sort of went into tennis there, right? I'm just making up new sports as we go. And the inside pitch that hasn't worked all day continues to deny as we now move to a full count. An important at-bat in the scheme of this game. Wheatley has wheels, can get herself on. She opens up the offensive options for the Rebels. Eagles looking for the out.
See, I think if I'm the catcher or I'm coaching, I say to my catcher, ask the umpire why. We understand it's inside. How much is it missing by? You know, and then make some adjustment from there.
And even the conversation that you're having with the umpire, asking about it, puts it in their frame of mind.
That's right.
Totally agree with you in that regard. But it is what it is. Wheatley fighting and does the job beautifully.
Great at-bat from Wheatley there.
As that... Just having some trouble with the release, it seems, on that inside low pitch, and it's in the dirt, and the Rebels have got what they wanted. A very, very important lead-off. So, wheels at first, none out, and Gemma Cochran comes to the plate.
Second pitch bunt.
Gemma grounded out to shortstop in her first at-bat.
Should go for the shot. Marching tracks that well. Try goes for the double play. Wheatley's back there in time.
Repeat of earlier message. Second pitch bunt.
And as
runner stays where she is.
Yeah. The CMAX replay here shows that, as Sophie called it, Gemma Cochran gets all of it, and Alicia Marchenk does a great job looking into the sun and catches that ball at centre field, and then keeps Megan Wheatley at first.
Well, if it was a hit and run attempt on the first pitch, I doubt it. It's not when you go hit and run. You go when you're ahead in the count.
Yeah, I don't think we need to be hitting and running when we're down 4-1.
No, that's what I mean.
I mean, you want the young pitcher out in the middle.
Oh, no, Belle White did it against us in our game.
Just play the percentages.
Unfortunately, Belle White's pretty much can do whatever she likes, whenever she likes.
No, I kid you not. This ball I called Mick to throw was probably like a ruler's length off the plate. Because, you know, I don't want to throw anything near Belle.
Yeah.
And she has just stepped across and just smacked it to outfield.
Oh, Hood, I reckon.
Oh, cut.
I thought there was a bit of drama in that, Lee. I thought that was a little bit of salesmanship by Hood. I reckon she dropped that to see if she could
try and
actually
entice the runner to go.
Yeah, I thought that's what that looked like to me. The CMAX Premier League replay. No, she might have just bought it. No. Well, we'll leave that for you at home to figure out.
The throw, you wouldn't cut it with a circular saw.
So.
There's that inside.
Wow. That's the first time that's happened today.
Yeah, it was up a little bit.
It was. Yeah. So Megan Wheatley's at second. It's one out and Tate Nicholson at the plate.
Bunt, I'd bunt.
Yeah, move that runner around and get Jade in. And Jade could easily hit that run in.
Goes to do an off-speed pitch, goes up high. Nicholson does a good job of staying off that, bringing the count to 2-all. 2-all. I've done it again.
Oh, 2-all. Don't think.
Rebels chasing down 3 runs as the Eagles have a 4-1 lead. And
Good at bat. Good at bat from Tate there.
It's very good.
giving, yeah. I hope this conversation's got something to do with that inside low pitch, Lee, because it has not been likely at all
It's
day.
been no value at all.
Yeah, even as a waste pitch at the moment, because
Yeah.
it's suspect because it's going in the dirt occasionally, but it is what it is. So here we go. Amber Hood, using her experience, has taken the opportunity to bring the infield together, probably just to give Harper an opportunity to reset, but it's also giving the Rebels offense
Break
over
momentum.
there to have a bit of a chat as well, because they're in the bottom part of their lineup. Peterson, Walcott, and then they come back to Bree McGee. But Courtney Shepherd's the one that they need to avoid with runners on, as she did the damage back in the third with a shot to left field to score the Rebels run. Peterson at 1 out. Runners at 1 and 2 for the Rebels.
Eagles have got to be careful here because Peterson could easily drive this ball up centre and score.
But the thing about the Eagles defence, when they're on, and they normally are, a low pitch ground out here could double it up and just take it all away. So an important at bat, which I think I said last time when Jade Peterson came up. So
So they definitely want
Ridley's
to try and
nothing above the knees so far. It's all low, but she's got a strike to level the count at 1 and 1.
you really want to try and hit that centre right spot here.
Goes high for the first time in the count.
Good hold by Jade.
Peterson using her experience to stay off it. Rebels threatening again for the second time in 2 innings with 1 out, runners at 1 and 2. Wheatley in scoring position. Roberts calls it up the middle, but it's the double play backhand
double
of Sophie
play.
Hall.
Called it, Anthony. Double play.
And there it is. There's our CMAX maximum effort play of the game, just when they needed it. And Hoyle did the same thing, Lee, just when the Eagles needed it last week. Peterson drives it up the middle, like Robert said, but you can just see Hoyle stands their ground, great backhand, and Jordan Harris, who's in everything, getting 3 votes all day so far today, makes a great play as the Eagles get what they want. And look at Harris step out, throw, Nucky step off, and the Eagles defense comes to the fore as they retire the Rebels. Momentum building yet again, and they've taken it away as we move into the top of the 5th. That's impressive.
That's just the experience shining through, because like that ball deflected off Harper's glove, and so Hoyle's had to then read that, stop her momentum to try and go back, get it, gets it, flicks it to Harris, who then just nails it to first for the double play.
Yeah, it was a great play. It was the CMAX maximum effort play of the game so far today, and we've had a couple of great moments. So the Eagles now coming out at the top of the 5th, and the one thing that'll be noticeable here, they are in the heart of their lineup. Kaysler, Hoyle, Nucky to come. Kaysler so far being well held, hasn't hit the ball out of the infield yet with a strikeout, and she's also hit a line drive to first base. So
I think after that double play, Kaiser might actually do something here. This is where she's going to explode.
It's her 3rd look at the picture for the day. Let's see what she does with it.
And usually that 3rd time through, pops it up. Usually that 3rd time through is most of the time when, if the batter hasn't gone to hit, that's when you get it, because you've just had those 2 outs bat, you've seen heaps of pitches, you know what it's doing, you know how it's moving. So I think, this is definitely the opportunity for Lana to hang and bang here.
Again, Peterson's experience comes to the fore, and so does Shepherd's calling, as they've just taken the pace off that ball. Kaysler just asking for a little bit of showtime with the little bit of plate cleaning from umpire in charge, Damien McCauley. She's behind in the count here, though. No balls, 2 strikes. Anything close, we're going to see those arms swinging.
And that's one thing Jade's really good at, is she's very good at controlling from the circle, so she can, you know, change up the timing, rush a batter, make them wait. So that was very, very good for Lana there, just to step out.
And Peterson continues to win that battle against one of the best in the state in Lana Kaysler, as Peterson challenges her up. Kaysler can't resist it as she strikes out for the second time today, as Sophie Hoyle, fresh off a CMAX maximum effort play of the day, comes to the plate. Sophie herself has struck out looking in the first and got a hit to the left field. A noticeable change in intent here, Lee. The Eagles have decided that not sitting deep in the count with Jade Peterson pitching is the way to do it. They've moved a couple of first pitch strikes and they've both gone after him.
Yep. Yeah. It's a thinking person's game. We've said that many times before, Anthony. And that's what it is. You've got to be able to think quickly in this game.
I think the longer the game, the longer the at-bat goes with Peterson's pitching, it just continues to go in her favour.
Yeah, that's just
all the way.
her element.
If you haven't got it done in the first couple, you're in all sorts of trouble. So, but that being said, in game 1 earlier today, Lee, you noticed you said that all the runs were scored in 2 outs.
8 runs total in the game, 5-3 result.
Hoyle leans back into it, and Nicholson, looking into the sun, makes a good catch out at left field, retiring Sophie Hoyle.
Yes, and I can't remember that ever happened in the game before. 8 runs scored in total, all with 2 down.
It was a good comeback by the Cats. Who
That's what we're good at. We always score our runs with 2 outs.
Sturt obviously out to an early jump, no import today, so it was young Ruby Fidge on the mound. But the Cats eventually found a way to get the pressure on and nearly snuck it away in the end.
Yeah, we're the comeback team. That's what we're known for. Like, we might not necessarily get up in the first couple of innings, but we'll come back. We'll get those runs. Don't worry about that. We'll get there.
Well, you'll be coming back next week, surely, to play again. That's part of the comeback trail.
Another pop up.
Nucky takes a strike and fouls the second one off to the right side of the diamond to fall behind in the count 2-0 with 2 out.
That's where you've got to keep the pitch to her, keep it away from her so she can't pull it down the line. Look where the left fielder's playing.
Look where right field's playing.
Well,
right field's quite short there.
She'll get burnt, the left field, if she puts it inside.
Yeah.
Great change of pace there by Peterson, but Nucky good enough to stay off it and gets a ball. Hits over the top of it. Cochrane comes in at third base, throws a little low, but Bree McGee more than good enough to step off and change the angles on that to make a routine 5-3 out.
Good innings.
That's lovely.
That's exactly what we were just talking about, the dangerous part of the lineup. And again, the Rebels have kept the Eagles' power hitters well restricted, apart from obviously Jordan Harris is doing as she pleases. But
on that point, batters 3, 4 and 5. 9 turns at bat, 2 safe hits only.
Yeah.
Looks like a new pitcher's coming in for West Torrens here. Looks like Jess Ryder.
That's her, Jess Ryder.
So she's come in for Harper Bridley, who's done a fantastic 4 innings worth of work and kept Glenelg down to only the 1 run with a brilliant double play at the end of last inning. So let's see if Jess Ryder can come in and shut them down.
So this is the new pitcher from the Eagles, from our understanding. Previously played high levels in Victoria and has just joined the club in the off-season. So this is our first time seeing her today, first time in the Premier League. So exciting.
It's got no information on it,
No,
unfortunately.
I can tell you that she's returning to the sport after being, involved for a while in Victoria. The only other commentary I've got there is that she's a footballer's wife, which of course is a touch general, but we'll go with it. So we're going to get our first look at it, and the Rebels are going to get their first look at it. And it's the bottom of their lineup in Sophie Walcott, bringing back McGee, Carroll, Shepherd, and Kinnear. So bottom 5, Rebels now.
Carly
Allen's also
Carly Allen's come in
to catch, yeah.
Hoodie, give her a breather.
And she starts off with a low pitch there.
So this is where Rebels are going to have to be really patient here, just so they can see what Ryder does.
Yeah, well, we're all getting a first look, and Carly Allen, of course, the experienced multi-premiership catcher at the Eagles, only got the 5, I believe. Great
Only
player
5.
with super experience. Fouls that one off as the count goes to 1-1. She looks
I'm on
quite
commentary.
Lee's on the phone.
Well, I turned it down.
Lee's just proving to all that commentators that are here all day Saturday do have a social life.
Pop up, Kelsey tracks over, takes catch very easily.
And Walk Up chases that pitch outside, and as Sophie said, good catch there by Kelsey Nucky. So Ryder gets her first retire. This is a good call by the Eagles. Like, she's coming into a game, there's a couple of runs in front late in the day, so good time to have a look and see what's there.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time through the Glenelg lineup, so them coming in and seeing a pitcher they've never seen before sort of breaks that comfortability that they had against Harper.
Yeah.
So this is where they're going to have to really dig deep and try and keep that pressure on West Torrens.
High in the zone there for ball 2. Rebels still needing to put some base runners on. Chasing down 3 runs late in the game, so probably got around about 15 minutes to go, with obviously nothing starting new after 10. So you'd imagine it's this innings and then whatever happens early next innings. So Rebels have probably got 6 outs to play with, and they need 4 runs to push them way in front. As Ryder falls behind in the count, 3 balls, 1 strike.
Similar type pitches, same pace, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 back-to-back strikes there, leading to the count. Ooh.
One of the advantages that Carly Allen brings, though, is that experience of the hitters. She's a bookworm. She's always recording what she's doing, so she'll know who does what.
Yep.
Great at bat by McGee there. Gives Glenelg their first base runner of the innings, which is exactly what they need, which brings up Caitlyn Carroll.
So the Rebels got to make something of this. This is their opportunity here. So 1 out. You've got the lead. You've got top of the lineup, Bree McGee at first, speedy Caitlyn Carroll at 2, and then the dangerous Shepherd on deck. And the Eagles have got a new pitcher, so we're in a bit of uncharted territory here, Lee.
Yes, we are, and I'm sure Shepherd won't be having a bar of this.
Oh, a defiant change of pace there by Ryder, but off the plate and well caught by Carly Allen just on the outside. So Eagles defence here, looking for a ground ball. Carroll so far today's had a sacrifice and a walk. Swings under that change of pace at the plate as Ryder levels the count up. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Carroll needs to move around Bree for the deadly Courtney coming up.
Fouls again with the ball breaking at the plate.
Bit on that pitch, isn't there?
Yeah, she's, as you said, there's not. You don't hear it hitting the glove like it's Yo Grower or Steph Trzynski throwing rockets as usual. But what you are seeing is a la a bit of Jade Peterson. You're seeing the ball is spinning an awful lot. So she's doing a bit out there with it. Oh, and just as I say that, she smashes into the glove just to say I heard what you just said. I can throw the ball hard. I just chose not to. So here we go. 2-2 is the count. 1 out and a runner at first for the Rebels. Good variance of pace. Carroll turns on it. Gets plenty of it, timing-wise, but unfortunately just hits the top of the bat and fouls off behind the plate. McGee still stranded at first.
Not moving anywhere at this moment.
You wouldn't think about taking the new fresh catcher on, Lee?
I probably would.
Well,
Spoken like a true catcher player.
nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yeah.
We'll see. She gets struck out and she remains there.
Shot.
Oh, no.
No, another double play.
Wow, there you go. Caitlyn Carroll rips the ball with a great line drive to shortstop. Harris, the ball magnet, takes a great simple catch. McGee sees the ball come off the bat hard, has broke fast as we see the CMAX replay here. Harris takes it above her head. McGee caught out of her ground, seeing the shot hit hard, and she doubles it up for
Looks like that might have been a hit and run there because McGee took off straight away.
Yeah, that's far too much of a lead for that. But the Rebels continue to fight as they show lots of improvement here today as they continue to push the Eagles. Ryder's first innings in Premier League action is a positive one. No runs scored as the defence rallies behind her. So as we go into the top of the 6, Lee and Sophie, I want you to start thinking about your... Lee, I want you to come up with the CMAX Clinical Performance Player of the Game. And Sophie, I want you to come up with the CMAX Maximum Effort Player of the Game. So obviously there's Jordan Harris would be definitely one. Jade Peterson's only thrown the 8 strikeouts. There's a couple of players that are around the place to start having a bit of a think about. CMAX, if you're wanting to be involved and help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, log into cmax.com.au. So, top 6, here we go. West Torrens 4, Rebels 1. Eagles are deep in their lineup. Brody Borovnik will be leading it off as Jade Peterson stays on the mound. Glenelg unchanged. Here we go. Change up by Jade Peterson in the dirt. Well blocked by Courtney Shepherd for a ball.
With the risk of repeating myself, Tate Nicholson is in the wrong position for this batter. Needs to be near the line.
Yeah, Brody is a left side hitter.
If she throws it inside, it'll go down that line.
Yeah.
Peterson challenges her high and outside, and Borovnik good enough to stay off of it for 2 balls. Eagles desperate to get a lead-off runner on and try and build some insurance for their new pitcher, Ryder, late in this game. Borovnik fouls it off to the right side, behind the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Jade's gotten a lot of fouls on the right side. Yeah.
They have definitely exploited the outside edge very well today.
Definitely.
She doesn't throw a lot of change-ups, but now would be a good time.
Shot.
Put her straight down the middle,
Track
didn't
well.
she? Yeah.
Borovnik continues her good hitting form so far in this particular season.
It just sat there, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's what it did.
And she just hammered that ball out to centre field, but a good catch by the speedy Caitlyn Carroll on the
Felt
CMAX.
high there for Brody, and that's the best zone to hit, but straight down Carroll's throat.
The CMAX Premier League replay there. Yeah, not an easy catch out there looking into the sun.
No. Ryder's up for her first at-bat of the game, and she faces the veteran Jade Peterson.
Well, she definitely looks the part.
You just hope West Torrens have given her lots of information on Jade and just be like, this is what you need to expect and this is what you'll face.
I've always found with pitchers, the less information you give them, the better. The less they think about stuff, the better they go.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been living with one for 24 years, but that's another issue. Oh, Ryder looks at a ball, looks at a ball up in the zone, starts to go, and then changes her mind, but leaves the bat there as Peterson fouls that off for her. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out as the Eagles chasing a lead-off chasing a base runner here to try and build some insurance. Good cut by Ryder. Peterson goes back hard in on the hands, levels the count up at 2-all.
Jade's working hard to get this out here. Change up.
Change up.
That's the right call, I think. I would have probably done one.
Blue Macaulay has all the time in the world to see that change up coming across the plate, probably at about 70k an hour, and says that that's outside.
Brings us to a full count, and Jade gets them.
Ryder strikes out swinging. Positive at bat though, looks the part. So
Definitely. Took a lot of pictures, made Jade throw around the zone here. Looks like Danny Baskai has come in for Alicia Marchink here for the number 8 batter.
well, I'll tell you what, that's a fairly handy player to come in, considering her pedigree. Positive performer from last year. Takes her fish from Jade Peterson for a strike. Eagles clearing their bench, trying to kickstart some fresh momentum. And she does. She goes inside out as the ball goes centre right, and the Rebels defence, the noticeable change this week, making plays in the field as right fielder Sophie Walcott takes that catch and retires the Eagles 1-2-3 as the changes make no difference.
Read that well, would have had the sun in her eyes too, and that ball was dropping. Those ones can be a bit tricky because they look like sometimes they just sit up there and then just die. So she's read that really well.
So bottom 6 and 4, the last innings today. You can see that Glenelg have gathered at the front of their dugout on the CMAX Premier League Spacequake Sports cameras, doing a great job as always, as the Rebels now have one final chance to chase down 3 for a draw and 4 runs to take the win, as we'll see new pitcher from previously from Victoria, Jess Ryder, continue her work. Her first inning saw 3 up, 3 down.
I mean, Glenelg have, like, they've never been out of this game. They've been in it all the time. They've gotten plenty of base runners on for them. It's just a matter of them just getting those string of hits together to be able to score them.
And build that pressure. And so the new pitcher, Jess Ryder for West Torrens, will be throwing to Glenelg's best hitter, number 3, Courtney Shepherd. Followed by Kinnear, Wheatley, and if it goes that far, to Cochrane. So the Rebels have got the best part of their lineup.
8 on runs.
Lee's Hull just tell me that Glenelg Rebels have had 8 runners on base this game, so they've had plenty of opportunity, and that it's just, as I said, just not being able to get those string of hits together to be able to score those 8 runners.
Ryder challenges her up high as Allen goes to work behind the plate as Shepherd falls behind in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike.
She's looking to hit. She needs to throw a change up here.
Moving to outside.
There it is.
And there it is. Levels the count up at 2-2.
Shepherd did well to hold off from that. That was a nice height.
I thought she'd be after that because she's wants to swing, wants to make contact like that.
Ball is hit down the left field side. Brody Borovnik rushes in and nearly takes a great catch at her feet, but the ball spills.
Covered down pretty well.
CMAX replay, we can just see that Shepherd out in front, Borovnik looking into the sun the whole way, and the ball just falls at her feet.
Just tipped the glove. That was good running by Shepherd as well. She didn't realise that it was foul, but she took off and was at second. And that's what you need, just that aggressiveness on base to be able to get into that scoring position early to allow for Kinnear, Wheatley, Cochrane to be able to head her in.
Yep. Eagles defence only made the one error so far this season, and they've been rock solid ever since, all throughout in the first two rounds.
Yeah, last two innings have ended with double plays. That's flown out to Brady Borovnik at left field.
And the Rebels' best hitter, Courtney Shepherd, is retired to a good catch out at Borovnik out looking into the sun. Ryder gets a very important lead-off out, bringing Kinnear back to the plate, who's had a mixed return so far today.
Yeah, and again, no Rebels have made really good contact. Like Courtney Shepherd, that was a solid hit to the left field. Unfortunately, it's just gone straight to the fielder. And you just have those games, it's like you're doing everything right, but it's just going straight to the fielder.
Carly Allen tries to do what Amber Hood couldn't, and that's get an inside pitch called, and no luck for her either.
You got to give it a try every.
No, yeah, you got to
again.
just As Kinnear takes a very quick 3-ball jump in the count, looking to be the Rebels' first base runner for the innings.
This is good from Kinnear. This is what you want, be able to try and draw that walk.
And then out of nowhere, inside strike.
And you always got to expect that on a on a 3-0 call. Generally, that fourth pitch is always a strike. But now she's just got to make sure.
Kinnear ready to hit. Looks at the next one. And Ryder behind in the count at the start finds herself back level pegging as with the count is full. 1 out. Good pitch.
Kinnear's got to be aggressive here, protect that zone. But if it's anything close, she's got to go for it, just like that.
Yeah. And she does just that, fouling it off just past Nucky at first base. Foul to keep the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out for the Rebels. This is the last innings, so the Rebels have got 2 outs to manufacture. 3 for a tie, 4 for a win. Anything less than that, and the Eagles take the points and stay level pegging on the top of the ladder. Kinnear goes with the pitch high, line drives it to the ever-reliable Kelsey Nucky at first, who takes the catch, making it look easy. As we see here on the CMAX Premier Replay, just goes with the pitch on the up, clears her hands, and Nucky reflex takes a great catch.
Kinnear hit that well. That was a ball that was on the outside of the plate. She kept her hands in and hit it exactly where it needed to be, right side. But again, as said, ever reliable. Kelsey Nucky's all over that.
And Megan Weekly 2 out, wanting to try and keep the Rebels alive here. Ryder now starting to get into a bit of a groove here. We're starting to see a bit of a mixture of pace. We're starting to hit both sides of the plate. So positive signs here for the Eagles. And again, that's how you do it. A great change-up called by Carly Allen. Ryder comes in and helps Bridley secure the win. And that's all she wrote as the West Torrens Eagles 4, Glenelg Rebels 1 in a game dominated by a couple of players. Lee, what have you got for me as the CMAX Clinical Performance Player of the Day?
Well, you've said her name a fair few times, and rightly so. I think Jordan Harris was just outstanding today. Somebody who hadn't played for such a long time, just slotted back in as if she'd been going week in, week out since Christmas.
Yeah, she was amazing. She definitely, I reckon, got the 3 votes from the umpires today. Sophie, you get the CMAX Maximum Effort Player of the Game. Who do you come up with?
I'll probably have to give that to Jade. Like, she came out and Eagles got on top of it in the first inning, but straight away, next in, she shut that down and gave them nothing.
Yeah.
I think that's just a testament to her, who she is as a player.
Yeah, when the team gives up 11 unearned runs the week before, she comes out and throws 9 strikeouts against the powerful Eagles offense. She is well deserving of the CMAX Maximum Effort Player of the Game. So there we go. Halfway through our triple header, we're going to Game 3. at 6 o'clock, which will be against the returning Seacombe Tigers and the reigning premier Port Adelaide Magpies at 6 o'clock, so not too long to wait. We want to thank Lee for hanging around, Sophie for her debut full time on the commentary. Thank you to Brandon, and we want to thank our sponsors CMAX and our other major broadcast partners, MSC Sportswear. See you at 6 o'clock for tonight's big game.